Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video I will show you how to transfer values from one list box to another list box using jQuery. So after reload the browser, now I'm selecting the values from list box 1. I'm selecting blue, and notice here we got the blue in list box 2 and the value blue is removed from the list box 1. Let's select multi values. See here. Now I want to transfer these three values from list box 2 to list box 1 is transferred. That's it. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. I'm using Notepad++ for this video tutorial. Notice in this Notepad++ contains a simple HTML code with some header tags h1, h2 and horizontal line. Now after the horizontal line, I'm adding a table element with a border. That border is equals to 1. I'm closing the table tab. Inside this table element, I'm adding tr, table headers. I'm closing the table header. The first table header is Listbox 1, and the second header is a transfer values, and the third header is a Listbox 3. After that, I'm closing the tr, I'm closing td, closing the td tag. After that, I'm closing the tr tag. Now inside this td, I'm adding the select option. Select id is equals to listbox 1, and I'm adding the property multiple is equals to multiple. Let's close the select tag. Inside the select tag, I'm adding the option black. Let's copy this one. Red, blue, white. The first list box contains some values which are the colors black, red, blue and white. After the first td, the second column td, I'm closing the td tag. The second column is the transfer values. So here I'm adding the button controls. Input type is equals to button, id is equals to but1, and the value is equals to between double quotes. I'm closing the button control. Let's copy this one. The second button control id is but2, the values. After that, I'm adding the last column td. I'm closing the td. Here I'm adding the select option. id is equals to lstbox 2. I'm adding the multiple property multiple. I'm closing the option select tag. Sorry. That's it. We have added the designing part, which contains a table, and inside the table we have the three columns. The list box 1, the second column contains the button controls, and the third column contains the select element. Let's save this file. Now before adding the jQuery functionality to transfer values from one list box to another list box, first we'll check the output, how it looks at designing part on the browser. And this is the output of that HTML code, which contains at this moment the header tags, horizontal line, and the table. Inside this table we have three columns listbox 1 transfer values and listbox 2. So this one is 2. We'll change afterwards. Now my aim is when a user wants to transfer the listbox 1 values from listbox 1 to listbox 2 with a button control, I want to transfer the values into this listbox 2 using jQuery. So when we are implementing jQuery functionality, the first thing we require the latest jQuery CDN link. For that, let's search for latest jQuery Google CDN. And from the search results, I'm selecting the hosted libraries. In Google hosted libraries, notice at the corner there is a contents panel which contains jQuery. Select that one. Here you can find the different jQuery CDN links. The version I'm selecting the 3.3.1. Let's copy this snippet and add in our HTML header section. After that, let's add the script. I'm closing the script chat. First we'll change the listbox to this one, the header. Now let's add the script dollar function Now inside this function, when a user selects any particular value from the listbox 1 and click the button control, I want to transfer the values from listbox 1 to listbox 2. So I'm adding here between double quotes the but1, which is a button ID, hash but1 dot click function now in the click function dollar between double quotes hash, I'm adding the select list box ID, which is a LST box 1. I'm selecting the option selected dot each function Now here the condition, when a user select the values from this list box 1, first I want to remove that value from the list box 1. Those values I want to append into the list box 2. Dollar this dot, first I'm remove method append to between double quotes I'm adding the list box 2 ID. We need to add prefix hash listbox 2. That's it. Now I want to transfer the values from listbox 2 to listbox 1. So instead of writing the whole code, just copy this part, paste here. Here the but1, instead of that I'm adding this button 2. The listbox 1, instead of listbox 1 we have to add the listbox 2 ID, which is a LST box 2. This dot remove and append to listbox 1. That's it. We have done the complete coding part. Let's save this file. We'll check the output on the browser. I'm reloading the browser. So after reload the browser, now I'm selecting the values from listbox 1. I'm selecting blue, and notice here we got the blue in listbox 2, and the value blue is removed from the listbox 1. Let's select multi-values. See here. Now I want to transfer these 3 values from listbox 2 to listbox 1 is transferred. That's it. We are implementing the jQuery functionality to transfer values from one list box to another list box.